here we go. We're going to try to do this live. Now, near as I could tell, excuse me, no one can see. Okay, so we can see everything here. See if I can adjust this a little. Can I stretch this out a little bit? I don't want to cut off little Joan. There we go. See how the sound is? Can I hear myself? All right, I got to put on headphones. I got it on headphones. Oh, all right, good. All right. All right. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. I can see the screen, but you can't. I can also hear. I'm going to mute this because it's CBS News. I know, Joan. I know they're terrible. I'm going to give them a downvote while I'm here. So I can hear CBS News. That's the link. I just picked one at random. Everybody's watching different ones. I don't know. So they're going to be showing the feed from CNN, I assume. If I have to switch, I'll switch. And I'll be doing this. So in the meantime, I'm going to try to find the link here. Let's see. See if I can find my own link. All right. Let's see. I'd have to go to... YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Viewers may experience buffering. You may be experiencing buffering. If buffering continues, see a doctor. All right. Let's see. Joan, shut up. I'm going to try to see. Here we go. Give it a YouTube studio. Okay. Go to my channel. Okay. Here I am live. Okay. Make sure the sound's going. All right. So you won't be able to hear or see anything but me and little Joan. I'm going to keep that thing up, but in the meantime, let's post this in Twitter. Tony D and little Joan watching the debate live. We do it live. Okay. Debate. Trump. Biden. Trump. The Biden-Trump debate? Yeah. Biden's bloodbath. Somebody typed as a hashtag. I don't know. Does anybody use hashtags anymore? Live stream. I'll put commentary so people know I'm just kidding. Not that it matters. All right, there we go. Okay, so everybody knows I'm on. Oh, Joan, stop growling. Stop growling. Let's see. I gotta post this in various locations. So I'm gonna post this over at Minds. I have a Minds account, everybody. If you're on Minds, it's a pretty good site. Hasn't really taken off, I think, the way they wanted it to, or the way you would expect, but it's doing okay. Posting on Gab. Gab is kind of a weird mix. It does okay, I guess. I guess out of all the alternatives, I'm going to say it's mostly the biggest one, I guess. Getter. It's hard to read Getter. It works. Oh, I guess Truth Social. That would be the next biggest one, Joan. Angry Joan. Joan's angry because she can't vote. Can't vote. Doggies can't vote. She wouldn't vote for Biden. But Biden's not nice to his dog, Joan. Not nice at all. All right, and post it there. I'm not going to post on LinkedIn because everybody there is unemployed, but I will post in Facebook. So I'm posting in Facebook now, so all the old people know I'm streaming. So hello, old people. Facebook's old. My dad wants to get back on Facebook. Oh, there's old college buddy. All my old buddies are on this thing. All my old high school buddies and friends and college buddies. And it's crazy. Oh, here's something I have to check out. What's that? Oh, all right. Now I'm getting distracted. Okay. Get back to the feed here. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, they're going to fact check the candidates now. I might have to go to a different link. What one could I go to that would be unedited? They're all going to be edited, John. They're all going to be edited. Here, you can come sit over here. And I'm mostly ready. Now there's commercials with celebrities. Many celebrities. Celebrities, oh my God. They're all old. Who's the youngest celebrity? Mo Rocca was in that mix. Howard Stern. God. Puppets. They're showing a commercial on CBS. CBS is like, who is that? Is that Katie Couric, or who is that? Oh, now there's a thing on 9/11. I don't know what that is. Some kind of documentary, I guess. They're showing all kinds of surveillance, and now they're showing the TSA not doing their job or doing it extremely poorly. Here's something about the Central Intelligence Agency. Let me put on the sound here. Oh, it's called the Watch List. 20 years of tracking nothing. No, it's 20 years of tracking something. I didn't catch the whole thing because they showed so quickly. I couldn't see it. This is looks like 48 hours. Is that the old show that was called oh no, that was called First 48. I guess it's just a rip-off of that. This is all like news stuff. CBS is showing nothing but like, this is all our crazy news. Because again, old people, in my view, are the only ones left watching CBS. And for some reason that's paramount. So, I don't know. Even my older relatives don't watch too much CBS. What do they watch? They watch Colbert, I know that. They watch The View. Let's see, The View's on ABC. Colbert's NBC, I guess? I think? I don't remember. God, it's nothing but news on CBS and Star Trek. And they're talking, now there's another thing, and talking about old dudes. I mean, this is the old person's channel, in my view, the old person's network. It's just, it's stuff that only, to me, old people would like. I know, to some of you, I'm old, but I'm young at heart. But I'm sure these people are going to interrupt Trump non-stop. That may piss me off, and I may have to go to something else. So at least we could start together, and then after that, I don't know. There's another one for NBC I see a link to. It looks like the Timcast has a live link. I think they're going to be kicked off, though, because they're actually going to show it, but we'll see. All right, now they're saying something about the debate. Let's see. Okay, they're playing music and they're showing Atlanta. So this is the wind-up to the debate. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Yeah, the team is going to fact check, she's telling me. Some chick in a light top, and then some dude standing up in a suit. He calls he calls the people they have working for them journalists. I would call you all shills. And he's touting the journalism bona fides. Even Joan can't take this BS, I think. Okay, I can't even hear this wind up. It's just so... Just bring on Trump, will you? And don't interrupt him. But you will. You will interrupt him constantly. Say, no, that's wrong. No, you guys are wrong. Always. Almost always now. Alex Stein is going to be on the Timcast show, looks like, during the Trump versus Biden debate. So that should be fun. Let me click over to my comments, if I got any. Hi, I am echoing, says LeMay. Hi, LeMay. Echoing, yay. All right, let me see how bad that is. I'm going to turn on my sound. All right, I am kind of echoing. Let me see if I can adjust that. Oh, that might be. All right, let's try this. All right, now let me turn the sound back on. All right, I've turned. There we go. Okay. Good to go. Thank you, LeMay. Sorry about that. Sorry. I'll be checking in. Let's see if I can adjust this. I think I can. Okay. Yes, I can. So I could have the comments up. I'm going to skip most of the comments tonight, but if you got a huge zinger and you definitely want me to say something or answer, LeMay, that is much better. Oh, God. I'm sure I've driven away all my audience. Thank you, LeMay, for correcting me. I probably would have went the whole stream. I did half of my news blast the other day with no microphone on. Had to start over. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. But I'll try to read comments, but I probably won't be able to read a lot of them once it gets started. Dead Souls is here. You think the fly is going to come back on Biden? That was Mike Pence, I believe. I don't think there was a fly on Biden, but Biden gets a win if he just doesn't die. And I don't say that as a joke. I literally mean, like, he could die. He could die live on camera. Because you got to think, they pumped him through full of all kinds of drugs. Sorry, Joan. All kinds of drugs. Let me see if I have my Joe Biden aviators. Okay, here we go. I do. Okay. Gotta put these on. This is my Biden aviator glasses that I wore when I did my terrible imitation of Joe Biden. I can't see nothing in these. I may have to take these off, but I'll wear them for a little while. You know what? I can't wear these. They suck anyway. What the hell's all over them? Some schmudge. But yeah, I sincerely, I do not believe. Well, look, I didn't think Dick Cheney would make it to the end of the term, but Biden, Jesus, if he makes it to the end of this term, I think it'll be a miracle. If he makes it to the end of his second term, whether he's reelected or not, I think it'd be a freaking miracle, and they ought to look into that, because I can't imagine this guy. What the hell are they pumping him up with? Really? Let's see if this works better. All right, that's slightly better. Okay. All right, now that there's more journalists, quote unquote, interviewing journalists. These people sicken me. Dead Souls. I can't wear these, sorry. I'd rather vote for your dog. She'd be a good president. She'd be cute. Everybody would say, "Oh, the president's here. Oh, the president is tired. Oh, the president wants a treat. You want a treat, Miss President?" Would I be the first owner? I guess I would. I'd have to bring her out, and then in the meetings they would usher me out of the room. But that's my dog. She's the president. She doesn't want you here right now. You have to take the president walkies again. But the president just went walkies. Oh, no. Sorry. The president would like to go walkies again. So, and I'd have no choice. Joan is mostly in charge here anyway, as you might imagine. Very spoiled dog. Very spoiled dog. She's eating right now. Dead Souls is laughing. Yeah, so Biden is he's a zombie. I mean, he's a friggin' mummy. I don't know how he's lived this long. I honestly don't. I thought Dick Cheney was going to die in office. But I'll be able to hear everything and see everything, but I can't show it to you because CNN has vowed to flag any YouTuber that shows so much of a whisper of this debate. So you have to watch it along with me. But if you follow the link that's in my description, you'll be seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Right now, I am seeing America Decides on a big stupid desk, and now kind of a hot chick in a white top. Now it's some dude in a suit talking where with a hotter chick. Oh, she's pretty cute in like a teal outfit. Yeah, now the chick in the white is in the main one. I don't remember these people's names. She's all right. I would date her. I guess I'd bang her. I think I'd bang her. I prefer the woman in the teal though. So Atlanta, I've been there a bunch of times. Now they're going to commercial. Atlanta, if you haven't been, I used to go there for Dragon Con all the time. Oh man, what a time! That was a fun time, Dragon Con, and that was held. Atlanta built a bunch of massive hotels during the Olympics when it was there, and so they have 4 big hotels in the middle of town, and they're just immense. Just the biggest hotels I've ever been at, where they hold Dragon Con every year. Dead Soul says, I love Georgia. I haven't seen a lot of Georgia, but I've definitely been to Atlanta. And man, those hotels are packed to the gills with geeks during Dragon Con. And it was in the cosplay before the rest of the geek cons got into cosplay, and the costumes there are like top notch. I'm not a big cosplay guy. They kind of annoy me. But at Dragon Con, it's like one of the main attractions. And they really go all out. I mean, there's groups of people, they will show up as a pirate crew. Like it'll be a group costume thing. They'll have a pirate captain and like all the way down the entire crew. I saw a group do one year the Blue Meanies and Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I mean, just amazing costumes. Amazing costumes. And then on top of that, Dead Souls, you give off English teacher vibes. Oh, well. Do your homework tonight, everyone. Write your essay on Shakespeare. Well, I do a lot of writing, so maybe that's why. So, the good thing about Dragon Con, if you've never been to a con, normally a Comic Con or a Sci-Fi Con, it'll be in a convention center, and it goes from like 10 to maybe it goes to 5 or 7, and then you have to leave. And then there'll be parties in the hotel. Well, since Dragon Con is held inside the hotels, the con goes on all night. You can literally sit at your table all night if you want to and keep selling, which I've done. It was kind of a mistake, but man, you could play games, you could sell all night, you can go to parties, you could go, there are events, late night. I've been to so many parties at Dragon Con, and the people who run it are all volunteers. And every year they have a green room for the guest, and I've been lucky enough to get guest status. And they'll feed you, and it's a great time. I highly recommend Dragon Con. It's just nuts. Dead Soul says, I've been to 2 cons, and they were packed. Yeah, Dragon Con is just off the charts. All right, are we getting started? Yep, it's 9 p.m., so I'm putting on the sound. So I may get a little distracted. All right. So the chick in white is calling the controversial debate or controversial event. I don't know why you're calling it controversial. This obviously is going to be slanted far towards Biden. So I'm going to try to point that out, but it's kind of hard to see. if you're not listening. Okay, here he goes. Oh, now they're cutting to CNN. So it's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. Jake Tapper, who's incredibly biased in my view. Now they're giving their credits. Their job is to facilitate a debate. So Trump's going to be on the left. Typically, that's the weaker side, but it was a coin toss, they say. They get 2 minutes for questions, 1 minute to response, 1 minute for rebuttals, and 1 minute at the moderator's discretion. Guess who's going to get all the free minutes? They're also going to turn off mics. So I guess we know who's going to get cut off. Although Biden might get cut off. He might go off on a rambling tangent and they might want to cut him off. I remember I wore an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. All right. Biden's coming out. Oh my God. He already looks weak. Now, I want to see a close-up of this dude because his eyes got to be completely dilated. Okay, he said almost nothing. There's no applause. Trump's coming out, swaggering a bit. He said thank you. All right. So, here it goes. Hang on. I'm going to turn up the volume so I can hear it. Okay, they're starting with the economy. Oh my God, he looks stunned. Jesus, he sounds terrible. Oh my God, he sounds like he's already tired. He's blaming Trump. Oh my God, he went for the bleach thing already. He's coming out swinging, but man, he sounds terrible. Jesus, how the hell did they send him out like this? He's trying to clear his throat. Oh, he sounds awful. Jesus, he's doing the Scranton, Pennsylvania thing already? He's talking so fast, too. I gotta watch this with Crowder. Crowder always has receipts. I gotta watch the Razor one, too. That's later. I'll probably watch him tomorrow. Jesus, he's rattling things off. He's like, he sounds high as balls. He sounds high as F. He is talking as fast as I've ever seen Biden talk. Oh. He almost he stammered a little. He's talking about insulin prices, which is stupid because Trump had that in the bag. Wow. Trump's so smooth. Trump, smooth as butter. He's tooting his own horn. Oh man. Wow. Trump is on. Jeez. Yeah, like everybody, Biden's like, oh, I don't know anyone who thinks we had the greatest economy in the world. Yeah, gas was under $2, you idiot. Yeah, for everybody. I got a tax cut, and I have nothing. What are you talking about? He's the one who set up the withdrawal from Afghanistan that you bungled, you turd. What? Oh my God. Wow. Biden just touted an anti war record that he had. Oh my God. Trump wants to eliminate the income tax. Oh my God. This would be great. This would be huge, as he would say. God, I hope he gets that through. A 10% tariff. Sure, I'm not paying it. Let's go. Let's effing go. Let's see if they're going to cut him off. Yeah. Oh, boom! Afghanistan withdrawal. Oh, now they're giving Biden a simple economics, really. Pay down the debt, Trump. Pay it down. We were energy independent. Mention the petroleum reserve. He tapped that out. That's true. Oh, you wanted to argue numbers, Biden? Numbers. That you can't argue with that either. It's true. Oh, Tapper now correcting Trump. God, Biden's so terrible. Drink a glass of water. All right, he screwed up. Oh, I should have gotten the Crowder drinking rules. He can't keep the numbers straight in his head. Oh, bullshit. Sorry. Biden infuriates me. He's such a liar. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He can't think. He's forgotten it. Oh, he was completely incomprehensible. I hope you're watching this. So far, they haven't cut away at all. God, Biden looks like he's ready to fall over. Oh, excuse me. Biden looks like he's gonna keel over. He really does. They just cut back to Trump. They were showing both of them. Nope, now they're showing both of them again. Man, these guys are on the point, though. I gotta say, both of them, their timing is like perfect so far. Nobody's been interrupted. However, Joe Biden's looking up and looking confused. Now he's looking back down at his notes. He's right. It's true. Now Biden. He can't talk. Biden can't talk. This guy. Oh, blah, 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 blah. What are you talking about? He's so bad. He sounds so bad. He can't remember her name. He brought up the immigrant who killed the pregnant woman. He brought it up. What the hell? Oh man, he's dying out there. He is dying out there. They're barely into this thing. Biden is. He's. Boom! Boom! Trump is coming back. Boom! Oh, Biden, you're an idiot. Biden just admitted a pregnant woman was killed by an immigrant on live TV. Wow. He is dying out there. Excuse me. Man, the contrast. The contrast between these two. Trump, coherent. Biden sounds like he needs a drink of water and another nap. He doesn't know. He doesn't look like he knows where he is. Ooh. Dana Bash with a good question. Oh, he's blowing this. That's not 3 trimesters. That's not what 3 trimesters mean. Oh my God. He is dying out there. There is no restoring Roe v. Trump is right. It's true. That is true. So he admits it can happen. Oh my God, he sounds terrible. Oh, they cut off Trump. Oh, here's immigration. Oh yeah, Biden should be able to come back on this issue. Let's watch. Jesus, Biden. Oh man, he's going down in flames. He's struggling just to talk. He doesn't even finish the words he's saying. Wow. Look at his eyes. Does he have just giant pupils, or is that my imagination? He changed the law. He doesn't change the law. Oh, God. No one believes that. It doesn't even make any sense. Please, I hope you're watching this. I don't know what he said. I don't think he know what he said either. That's, come on. It's over. That's it. Oh my God. Trump is like, well, I won't say that, but he just said it. What? Holy cow. What? What? Holy cow, he's unraveling. This is unbelievable. Trump going off script. Trump going off script. Boy, Biden doesn't even look like he wants to be there now. Looks like he's ready to cry. He knows it's true, though. Biden knows it's true. God. This is devastating. He's right, though. Oh, wow. This is an interesting tactic. So he's like, Biden doesn't know. like Biden is too old and feeble. He's like past Biden. That's a strategy I think Scott Adams will be talking about tomorrow. Biden is like past it, or he's past that Biden shouldn't be in. Now he's talking about the VA. It's true. Trump did well with the VA. And Biden. Everything was saying, all right. Insurance, people are dying. Oh, he's talking about the veterans now. Yeah, you're the one who helped send our troops there, you idiot. God, imagine sacrificing your own son. Pathetic. Oh, not this one again. Oh, boy. I can't believe Biden's going back to so many old things. But Trump, ignore it. Move on. Oh, that's true. I guess it's good to address it to a degree. Oh, the laptop's here. The laptop is here. Yeah, go pound sand, Biden. Yeah, why don't you look at your watch again, Biden? Woo! Woo, this is a hot debate. Oh, now we're talking about Putin. It's true. Jesus, Biden's looking off into space. Oh, Biden tried to interrupt. Oh, somebody walked in front of the camera. That's weird. Somebody walked in front of Biden's camera. Oh man, he's pulling out all the foreign policy cards now, Trump. Doom, 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 doom. Boom. Biden used malarkey. Biden had to use malarkey. He still thinks that word resonates. What? What is he talking about? Headaches? Oh, he's making an excuse for the Afghanistan thing, Biden is. What? I didn't even know what Biden's saying. Huh? Kiev. Kiev, Biden. God, he's incomprehensible. And they had to, and they had to cut off Biden. Biden he's got his mouth open. He's like, oh, he looks like he's tired. He looks so tired. Oh yeah, let's just have World War III, Biden, you idiot. Belarus is with Putin. Oh, at this point. Oh man, Biden's really struggling. Whew. I can't believe Biden shouldn't have done this. All right, now they're talking to Gaza and Israel. God, Biden, close your mouth. Close your mouth. He's like, God. He's breaking down. He's winding down. I mean, this guy's had a week to rest. That's not true, Biden. Well, that much is true, I guess. God, he's dying on stage. Literally dying, it feels like. Wow. Trump. The contrast between these two. I mean, Trump is coherent. Biden like sounds like he's dying. Trump is just like, I don't know. He can barely talk. Democracy. Now we're turning to the issue of democracy and January 6th. Yeah. Only the people who still watch CNN on a regular basis would believe that. All right. I think this is what they've teed up Biden to do with his response. That they're hoping he can take it to the hoop on this one. Ooh, Jake Tapper trying to get Trump to. Biden's just lying. And Biden's voice is almost gone. Like, he should have canceled. Jeez, this is a disaster, in my view. I am I crazy? I can't wait to watch the fallout from this. I really can't. How much longer is this? We're about 18 minutes. Got about another 18 minutes. He repeated the bloodbath hoax. Good for Trump. Good for Trump. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this isn't really gaining any ground for Biden. It'll be interesting to see the polls afterward. Turning over statues. This unbelievable that he says these things when the Democrats in every major city were tearing down statues. They did it in D.C. Where were these guys? They didn't care. That was all okay. Ho ho ho! Oh yeah, that's a big one. The idea. Uh, uh, simply a lie. God, what a hypocrite he is. Number 3. He went from 1 to 3, I believe. Uh-oh. That nothing illegal about that, Biden. It's true. God, look at Biden. Just look at him. He looks like he's going to fall over. Now he's kind of focusing. But look at his left eye, how it's drooping more than the right eye. What? A what? I can't believe I'm hearing a president talk like you, Biden. He said he decided in Iraq. Oh my God! Here we go. He's going to the very fine people hoax. We're going through all the classics, all the classics. He's not even going to be able to say it right. Oh my God. God, Biden's. Whoa. Wow. Wow, Biden. Yeah, it's true. The idea that. He can't talk. Oh man, I can't wait to watch the Crowder one and the Razor Fist one. Jeez, I got so many of these I want to watch. I almost didn't do this to watch the other guys. Wow. So what? Mike Pence. Uh huh. All right, looks like we're gonna have a break now. God, how much longer is this going on? I gotta turn off the sound. Oh man. Oh, starting to hurt my ears. Um, wow, wow. Feel free to comment now if you want, if you're still watching. That's just, I can't believe how weak Biden looks after a week. He spent a week and I assume a hyperbolic chamber being oxygenated for God knows how long. Wow. He sounds awful. He sounds weaker than ever. And he started weak. Like he didn't start strong. He started fast. But I wouldn't say he started strong, you know? And God, Trump destroyed him on those first few questions. Just obliterated him. I don't know who we keep watching this, other than, you know, YouTubers at this point. It's got to be demoralizing. I know some of my older relatives were going to watch this tonight. It would be, if I could stand to sit in a room with them to watch this, I would, but just to see how they're doing. But yeah, I couldn't do that. It you know, I have older relatives who, you know, they're very Democrat and they just don't get it. It would be interesting to hear what their reactions without them knowing I'm seeing their reaction. That is what I would like, but yeah, I don't want, you know, I try not to talk about politics with my older relatives. LeMay says my parents are watching it for laughs. Good for them. It's pretty freaking hilarious, I'll tell you that. I mean, but at the same time, it's frightening. It's frightening to see Biden this. I mean, he can barely speak. He's worse. He's the worst I've ever seen him. You know, in previous speeches, he was confused. His energy was pretty low, but he didn't sound hoarse. He sounds like he sounds sick. He sounds like he's been going at it for a week and now he can't talk. He can barely talk. So, what's this, commercial for RFK? I think it is. I think there's a commercial for RFK playing. Oh, no. No, it had RFK Sr. in it. And then, I don't know what this is. What? Something. I think it's more CBS documentary BS. I thought it was something about RFK Jr. I was going to say he would have, you know, would have been a good place to drop a commercial, I guess. But, God, I just can't get over how bad Biden sounds, you know? Trump sounds like Trump, you know? Same old, same old. But, like, the contrast between the energy between the two of them, whew, it's night and day now. I mean, before, maybe Biden could have, oh, it looks like we're back. All right. Shoo, we got another hour of this. Jeez. All right, they're going after Biden. So it's like a weird equity question about black versus white Americans. So they're teeing him up to answer something for the black voters. Oh, he made lots of progress, everyone. Shocker. What? He's saying the black unemployment rate's been the lowest ever? I just don't think, I think that's straight up lying at this point. Huh? He's confused, man. They really need to pull him. They really just need to end this debate. Like, Kamala Harris should come out with a towel and just throw it in. Black child care costs have been cut in half, he just said. That's a bizarre thing to say. I don't think anybody listening to this is believing it. Like, literally no one. You've got 49 seconds left. Oh, inflation is still hurting them badly, he says. Oh, you acknowledge you have inflation. How interesting. Oh, don't worry. There's a $10,000 tax credit, everyone, to buy your first home that you can't afford. You know. And now he's talking about student loans. He's segueing into that. Whoo. Trump. Boom. I spent this week eating my brother's leftover party food. I gotta go food shopping tomorrow. I've been avoiding it for God knows. There was no inflation when I was president. Wow. Wow. Biden's really he's fighting, but I guess he was prepped for this, but he's not even finishing sentences. Wow. Oh, more police on the street, Biden has. The defund the police people. There's a lot going on. We got a bunch of things happening, dude. uh, Here we go. The climate crisis. This is gonna be crazy. Hang on for this. You just missed the best Biden take of all time if you were not watching. He just turned around and went. That's going to be on a loop on Twitter tomorrow. Oh, he's mentioning Tim Scott. Don't let their identical DNA fool you. You remember that from Futurama? What? Biden is so bad on this issue. Oh, jeez. Biden is Biden is bought into that nonsense. It's true. Uh oh. That's so not true. China's the most biggest polluter in the world. India. Wow. Not a good take, Biden. God, his numbers are going to go down lower. I think his numbers are going to go lower. He should not be on that stage. That's not going to work. And oh, Biden. Is that. Wow, what a straw man. He said 40,000 people and then corrected himself. Said, oh no, 40 million people. Yeah, they're pretty close, right? 40,000 and 40 million. Pretty damn close, you know. Oh, he's going back to black communities. Whoo. He's like incomprehensible, even if you want to listen to him. I told you before, and get off my lawn. Yeah, he should have been fired. Shouldn't be talking about the president. I mean, I bet you'd fire a general that talked about you if you remembered, 10 seconds later. Hey, we're in the fastest growing economy in the world, everybody. Yeah, I can see how I no longer can afford McDonald's. Oh boy, the Nobel laureates. Yeah, no, I'm. Oh yeah, the presidential scholars. From those universities. The cost of childcare. It's true. Yeah, Biden doesn't. Ooh. Oh, he's spitting fire now. Trump is spitting fire. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Trump has maneuvered him into. Oh wow. This looks bad. And Biden won't even do that. That's the amazing part, too. Biden won't increase the tax credit. Whew. Oh, they're cutting off Biden more than Trump. Oh, they didn't. They cut off Biden's mic. No income tax, baby. Oh, God forbid a tax cut. Oh, Joan's weighing in. Hold on, I gotta get Joan. Come here, Joan. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here, Joan. Come here. I know. Joan's getting bored. Whew, this is taking forever. Oh, now we're in the opioid crisis? Oh, goodness. I'm just checking in on my signal and check my feed. Feed's looking good. Biden looks lost. Ooh. Ooh. I gotta check Twitter, see what's going on there. I wish I gotta figure out X. Have you seen the numbers, Jake? Have you seen the numbers? Biden is just, he doesn't know where to look. Or they positioned his, I think they positioned his um, podium slightly wrong. Or the camera angle's bad. Fentanyl, fentanyl, and went down for a while. Fentanyl machines. What the F is he talking about? I have no idea what a fentanyl machine is. Has anyone heard of a fentanyl machine? What? God, he can't get enough air. He can't get enough air. What machines is he talking about? I don't know what machines he's talking about. I really don't. He thinks that all we do, we just need those machines. Like billions of dollars being spent in Ukraine, but we need these machines and that would have helped things. Here we go, immigration again. Ooh, he's mentioned the Wall Street Journal reporter. It's true. You know, they said they were going to fact check this at CBS. I guess they're going to do it at the end. Oh, now they're going to talk about his cognitive. Yeah, okay. We've looked at your record. Goodbye. Uh huh. Don't just, you could say all the numbers you want, Biden. I don't believe a word you say anymore. I embarrassed to say back in '88, I thought, oh, maybe Biden would be a good president. Ugh. I so didn't know what the F I was doing. But in my defense, I was pretty young. Like Biden. Younger than Biden, though. Way younger. Guess what? Fabs? The Fabs. I don't know what he's talking about. Fabs. What is he talking about? What are Fabs? Fabs. This this is the same guy who said we are heading for a winter of sickness and death. Do you remember that? I still can't get over he said that. We're heading for the season of sickness and death. And this guy, oh no, no, I can't believe he would say such a thing. What? What? I missed that part. Sorry, I'm talking over some of it. He's talking about the cognitive test. Biden's laughing about the cognitive test. This looks bad. LeMay, don't feel bad. I thought Obama was better choice back when I was too young to vote. Yeah, yeah. I hear that from a lot. Stixenhammer said that too. He voted for him, I believe. I mean, when I first saw Obama, I thought, oh, maybe, but there's no way. Oh man. Oh, that's the best exchange yet. Military policies are insane. Yeah. Can't argue with that. Absolutely can't argue with that. It's true. What? It didn't even make that much sense. Huh? Look at his eyes, man. It's in the eyes. He's like, please, please help me. Please help me. Ha, ha, ha. Kiev. I believe it's Kiev. That's not really true. And it was just dragged out. That's bull. There's evidence. Come on. But, this is politics. This is the way he's spinning it. Oh, another break? All right. Okay. Tune that down. Whew. I'm exhausted. I don't know how Biden's doing. Maybe I get some more iced tea. Give me 2 seconds while I go get some more iced tea. Whew. Joan, I know you want to go out. Just chill out, okay? Joan, you want to come up? Just come sit with me. Come on. Come sit. Come here, Joan. Oh boy. All right, I'm back. So yeah, while we're in commercial break, I had a nice signing at Sunrose Words and Music today in Ocean City. Sold about 18 books. Mostly the store had a bunch of books. Oh, I got to invoice them. I got to remember to do that. Then tomorrow I'll be at Crossroad Comics and Collectibles. That's 4 to 7. So I'm going to be up late tonight, finishing all my various things. Oh, Sam Rogers is here. Hello, Sam Rogers. How you doing? We're in a break now, and I'm live streaming the debate. The link is below if you want to be synced up to the debate I'm watching on CBS. It's the CBS live feed. We're in a commercial break now. And what else? Sunday I'm doing that Cowtown Showdown Motorcycle Car and Truck Show and Swap Meet. Sunday 10 to 5. That's in the Salem County Fairgrounds for those of you in the South Jersey area. But Sam, I don't know if you've been watching this train wreck for Biden. Man, I mean, he looks so weak up there. I mean, it's like he can barely get enough air. He needs a drink of water badly, like badly. So, but yeah, I can't show you the stream, Sam. I don't know if you heard, but CNN vowed to flag any YouTuber that showed the debate, because they knew what was going to happen. They absolutely know what's going to happen. So in order to flag everybody, but you could still watch it with me and listen to all my witty comments, which has mostly been laughing at Biden. There's been a couple of good exchanges. The golf exchange was, I mean, I don't know why Biden went there. The idea that Biden can beat anybody physically at anything at this point is a bad place to go. But he had no choice but to defend himself. Okay, we're into closing statements. So, Trump gets to go last, which is sweet. He still can't clear his throat. He sounds like he's sick. A fair tax system. I would like no taxes and tariffs. You're going to let the Trump tax cuts expire. You did that. Somebody's buzzing me. My friend who's oh, he's breaking down. What a clown show. He's still talking about the insulin. Trump did that. That was all Trump. That was 100% Trump. He's living in a dream world. But like most people don't follow this stuff close enough. Are you going to make it available to you, Senior? Yeah. While he raises the taxes, he'll increase your credit, and, you know, it won't increase it enough to offset the taxes, but he is the worst on this issue. And, okay, Trump, take us home. Boom. Stay with you. Full analysis. I don't give a crap about your full analysis. And this is the CBS news feed, so they're going to cut back to CBS. So let's just tune that right out, because who the F gives a crap about CBS? All right. That was, whew, what a ride. What a ride. Well, I pretty much summed it up for Sam already, but two big exchanges. I forget the first one now, but the second one was about golf, and that one was bad. That was really bad for Biden. The idea that this old mummy could beat anybody in a physical fight, whether it's golf, whether it's tiddlywinks. I mean, this mummy can't beat anybody in anything. And now the next half hour is going to be CBS and CNN and ABC and NBC and all the others doing what they do best, which is, oh, you know, Biden did a really good job. I think Biden did a really good job. Oh, didn't Biden do a good job? Well, he didn't do a great job here, but he did a good job. But he did a great job here. Oh, and Trump's evil. Oh, yeah, Trump is evil. We all know Trump is evil. Like, why is it even a debate? It's just amazing. It's amazing to watch. I never thought I would live to see this. I really didn't. You know, back in the 80s, we used to get these future dystopian movies, right? And the world. Now, this is in the 80s. We're watching this movie in the 80s, and it would be a future world in which there's pirate TV, because we didn't have the internet, right? But it's a lot like things on the internet, right? So the idea of pirate TV, people with, opinions, political, that are being persecuted, but they somehow get their message out, through the airwaves of television back then. But it was very similar to what we have going on, say, on other platforms. I can't even say it on YouTube. And we also had this idea, again, these would be the future dystopian movies. There's tons of crime. Immigration is a huge problem because people are pouring in, and our enemies are growing stronger. Like we're living the 80s dystopian movie. There's censorship. There's oppression in our own damn country. It really is frightening how accurate those movies were in some respects. Because back then we looked at it and we laughed and we thought, it's not going to be censorship. What is censorship? Everybody hates censorship, right? That's because, I guess, the Gen Xers, I'll say, we thought, I guess like everybody, the next generation would be as awesome as us, if not more so. But somehow the Gen Xers raised a bunch of pussies. I don't know any other way to say it. I mean, no offense, millennials. But wow, we failed you. I mean, I don't have kids, but I think we failed you as parents. The Gen Xers did. Yeah, I don't know. Did we raised the millennials, right? I guess we did. And but somehow the next generation, raised by the millennials, are more based. How did that happen? I don't know. The Gen Zers, more based. The ones that haven't been completely screwed up by their mothers, I guess. But it's weird to be living in the future that I used to watch in a movie and laugh at. And I've never been one of these people who romanticize the past. I often say to myself, that's a red flag for me when I meet someone and they romanticize their own past. And I go, oh God, this person's got to be messed up. They talk about the past like it's this great thing, and it wasn't. And to some extent it's an exaggeration, but it's just very strange to be living in this time. I know it'll get better. I do. I know it'll get better, but man, it's rough. It's rough going. It's going to be a while. Everything takes longer than it should, quite frankly. I don't know how many years we're going to be through this. I really don't. Certainly if Trump doesn't get in, it's going to be a long slog. A long slog. But I think he'll get in. I think they're preparing for him to be president again. I think they're going to hobble him in other ways. LeMay. Younger boomers and older Gen Xers raised millennials. Let's see. Yeah, that would be me. I mean, I didn't raise any. But, yeah. Younger boomers and older Gen Xers. Yeah, I guess that works out, the math. I don't know what happened. Too easy, I guess, we had it. See, I guess because the Gen Xers, when I was growing up, I would hear about the greatest generation. They were grandparent level people. And I would hear about some of their cool stories, They would talk about their parents getting through the Depression. Maybe some had experienced it as children. And then some of them, had been in the big war. One of my uncles, and at least, I think there were more, but I know of one specifically. And yeah. And you just saw these people and heard, and some of my older relatives who are still around will talk about growing up on farms, working every day before they went to school, and literally they did that. They they actually worked on farms and were very poor. and I, me, I always had TV and tasty cakes, and I always thought I grew up pretty soft, but I at least heard about the hard times. And when I was growing up, I didn't appreciate them at all. Of course, I just thought I'm going to go watch TV and stuff my face with tasty cakes. But now, looking back on it, like, it's so weird to me. Like, I'm the old tough guy in the movie now, and it's so bizarre to me. Like, if the world falls apart, I'm gonna have to be the guy who teaches the young people what cars are like. Like, oh, this is a light bulb, and we used to have to change it. Like, don't worry, I got some here that I've scrounged in the wasteland, and oh, how does this work? Well, there's a filament in it. We're in big trouble if I'm the old guy who knows technology, because I am not good at that. But I think I might have to be. If things really fall apart, I might have to be that guy. The guy who's scrounging for stuff. The main characters come to him to get some parts, and I have to, fix their radios and stuff, or I don't know, whatever things. Their iPhones. I'll have to fix their iPhones somehow. By that time, I guess I would have figured out how to do it through trial and error. But it's just so weird to look back on that time, and I think about some of my older relatives who are now gone and how they would look at today. And I mean, like, the 80s and 90s were a little much for them. Like, this era, oh my God, they'd have been like, what? I mean, I still remember older relatives who, would say some pretty salty things back in the day. Pretty salty things they couldn't possibly get away with saying today without being canceled. And now I wonder what they would think about social media. Like, some of them died before the internet. They never would have believed their eyes at some of the stuff that goes on here. It's really interesting. Life is a strange journey, and it's just constantly changing. And the weird thing is, you're listening to me and you take that in, like I did when some people said that to me, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, it's going to change. It's not going to change that much. I'll be cool. I'll still be cool. I'll still be with it. I'll still be able to hang. It's not going to be change. It'll change, but it won't change that much. That's what I said. That's what I totally said. And if you had said to me, back in the 80s, you're going to have your own TV show, but it's not going to be on TV. It's going to be on this little box, your computer, and you're going to spend most of your time on the computer, and like all your interaction's going to be on the computer, a lot of it anyway. And that's how you're going to write your books. And I'd have been like, I don't think so. I don't see how people would sit in front of a computer box all day and talk. And, that's not like real TV. People like TV. Like, I wouldn't have believed it, But it's just funny to see the way things change. And probably the next step, of course, is AI. And then the step after that is going to be Neuralink. But I ain't doing that. Oh, John Flucci is here. Hello, John. Welcome to the stream. I feel that journalism lies. It always has. Even in broadcasting school, you learn how to put words in people's mouths. The concept of the publications industry. Yes, I would agree with that assessment. I took journalism classes when I was in school. This, again, was the 80s, 84 to 88. So we were still in paper mode, mostly analog mode. Digital was just on the horizon for us. And I watched other people I was a comedian doing comedian stuff. Like, I was doing comedy sketches. I wanted to be on Saturday Night Live. Me and my bros were constantly doing that. We were the bad boys of the communication school. Yeah, rock on. And we would make our crazy sketches. But I watched the other people who would be sitting and editing, and they were the talking heads you see on TV. They're the older talking heads now. They're all working at affiliates. Like, every once in a while, if I'm driving around the country or looking at YouTube clips, I catch one on the air, which is crazy to see. Like one of my old classmates, hey, it's Tom Tittleson with the news, or Frankie Dallas with sports, like those guys. And they practiced all that crazy infotainment crap back in school. So back then they were selling out as hard as they could. You know, they just wanted a good paycheck and a nice head of hair and to be on TV. They had nothing to do. I mean, nobody was in it for the journalism. No one I ever met in my communication school was like, oh, I'm going to tell the truth and bring it to the man. None of that. None of that in the 80s. They were all like, how's my hair? How's my hair? I got good hair? Okay. They were, you know, brought up in the early 80s during the cable TV revolution on CNN. That to them was revolutionary. And by then, even then, we were talking about, oh man, is cable TV really, is cable news real news? It seems like they're on 24/7, but there's not 24 hours of news. And it doesn't seem like they're really covering anything sensible. It's all the same crap. It was like, you know, CNN when it started initially had some interesting stuff on it, I guess you could say, news-wise. And when there was a big thing like the Iraq War, it seemed like they had a lot to cover. But once the internet hit, you realized there were so many other stories they were just completely ignoring. You know, I remember the early days of antiwar.com, which was one of my favorite sites. And I would go there during the Kosovo War, late in the Kosovo War, I think. Maybe after it was over, I don't remember. It was very early 90s. And I would go there and I'd start reading stuff and I'd be like, I've never heard them talk about this on the news. Not once. And ironically, a college professor I met at a party turned me on to it. I wish I could remember his name. And I wasn't going to school at the time. I was out by that time doing my improv thing. And he just said, you got to go to the site. And I said, why? And he was like, a lot of what you believe is the total opposite. And I was just like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? And he said, no. See, they keep things from you. And he was talking about the same thing you're saying in this comment here. He was talking about how journalism really isn't there to inform. It's really there to obfuscate. In mainstream, anyway. Mainstream. I mean, there's some guys who actually do it. Julian Assange, who just got free, and guys like Glenn Greenwald and Aaron Mate and Matt Taibbi and a handful of others. Sheldon Richman, I like. Oh, God, I always forget his name. The guy from the New Yorker, My Lai Massacre guy. God, what the hell's his name? I can't think of his name right now. I always forget it. God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. Anyhow, but other than those guys and the guy they killed, Michael Hastings, I think they killed him. You know, these guys don't give a crap. They will sell you out in a heartbeat. Now, some of them are okay. Like, during the Bush era, some of them used the truth, I think. You know, guys like Keith Overman and Jon Stewart, they were kind of cool almost because the Bush administration was so out of control. But then we eventually realized, they're just partisan. They just hate Republicans. It's not like they wanted to, you know, bring truth to power, talk truth to power. They only wanted to talk truth to power when it was a Republican doing all the bad things. The moment a Democrat got in, it was like, well, you know, this is complicated. The moment Obama got in, I just watched Jon Stewart start pulling his punches. Well, that's not good. Not good. John, you were talking about this country being on fire during Bush, and now Obama's in, and it's like, well, this is a complicated situation. Like, what? And it was a real letdown for me because, you know, as a guy who was in the comedy all his life, to watch guys who I thought were really funny and who were, in a sense, talking truth to power during Bush, suddenly go, well, now it's complicated. I was like, you mother effers, you have betrayed me and everyone who ever watched you. And yeah, so Stephen Colbert was the worst, of course. I take great exception to his betrayal. I literally cannot watch him. Like, one of my older relatives watches him, and when he's on, I pray fortunately they pause him when I'm in the room, because I can't watch him. Like, I get a little sick when I see him on TV now, because I was such an admirer of his talent, and he is very talented. But he went to the White House press club dinner, and in front of Bush, just friggin' railed against him, and I thought, wow, this is amazing to see. And then Obama gets in, and like, nobody will do it. No one. And, I always heard, well, Hollywood's liberal, whatever. But I didn't see that evidence until stuff like that started happening more and more. And it got so blatant, I couldn't ignore it too. But, and I was just like, God dang it. Now, of course, the move is on to jump ship in Hollywood, I think. You're going to see people jump ship from the Democrats very, very soon. They're starting to lay the groundwork for it. The article, in my mind, was just happened recently. It was one of the real housewives of like New Jersey or something, saying, "Oh, there's way more people, way more conservatives in Hollywood than you know." I think it was what's the name? That chick from The Sopranos who played Christopher's girlfriend, like Drea Mateo, who's on OnlyFans now. She came out and said something very similar, and I'm just like, okay. Like, there are some hidden conservatives, clearly, in Hollywood. I mean, most of the real conservatives would have to be hidden in a lot of respects, and there are a bunch of guys who sort of lean right or are centrist who have been hiding, and they're going to come out, and good for them, and it'll be great for them in their careers. But it's the other guys who, they don't really have a line. They don't care. They'll say whatever they need to say to get work. Those are the guys watch out for, because they're coming too. You watch. The ones that swing hard right all of a sudden, watch out for them. Because they're going to be super based in appearance. But the reality is, they're just doing it for their careers. Alex Ogle's here. Sorry, Tony, I missed your stream. I was watching Tim Pool. I hope you enjoyed Biden stumbling over his words and Trump constantly talking about the last topic. Yes, I enjoyed it greatly. I'm now forgetting the point at which I was laughing at Trump because he was just killing it so hard. God, I wish I could remember. But the golf thing was amazing. The golf thing was absolutely amazing. That was the second funniest moment. I forget the first funniest already, but yeah, Trump is like totally coherent, and Biden is a complete another mess, struggling to breathe. He sounded the entire debate. He sounded like he needed a glass of water. Why wouldn't you go up on stage with a bottle of water? Like, he needed it. He needed it bad. But I don't know if it would have made a difference. No worries, Alex. I understand. There was a lot to watch tonight. Sticks and Hammer bailed. He didn't want to do it. Alex Ogle, the golf swing and the Medicare bean to death. Yeah, I guess that was the second thing, the Medicare thing. Oh, beaten to death. I think, yeah, that might have been the second thing, or the funniest thing that I was laughing at. I can't remember now. I got to watch my own stream. But there's so many streams I want to watch of this. I want to watch this. I literally want to watch this debate like 4 more times with commentary. I got to watch Steven Crowder, and I got to watch Razor Fist. Alex Ogle, at least there was no medical emergency as was foretold. Yeah, I really thought, for a couple minutes, I thought Biden would die. I really did. I really thought, oh my God, Biden lost it a few times. Like, he just drifted off and didn't finish. And the moderators never kind of acknowledged it. And they just moved on. He looked bad. I can't imagine anybody on the Democratic side watching this and saying, he's our man. You know? Corey Sosner is here. Wow, let's go, Brandon. I can't imagine. Can you imagine a Democrat watching this debate and going, yeah, no, we got to keep him? Like, literally, and I've been saying this a while, they should put Kamala Harris in. They should just put her in. Because I'm thinking, like, at least she won't have the energy problem. Alex Ogle, such a shame Rumble fell over. I still can't get that site going. Really? Oh, that's weird. Did it crash? Maybe they killed it because they didn't want anybody to see the real spicy takes. Because I'm sure Salty Cracker did one that didn't make it to YouTube. Corey Sosner, he's the best. Let's go, Joe. Oh, man. He looked so weak. He looked so weak up there, Biden did. I've never seen anything like it. They never should have put him up. Alex Ogle, I take that back. It just started working again. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes that happens with these platforms. Probably because Crowder crashed it. Indie Phantom is here. How's your gold game, everyone? Oh, golf game, I think you mean. Indie Phantom, Biden was a major fail. Yeah. There just wasn't even one moment where I think he had much success. You could kind of maybe give it to him when he was calling Trump a convicted felon and that kind of stuff. But even that just sort of fell flat, like after all the things. He brought up things. Indie Phantom, hilarious to watch, though. Golf, yeah. He brought up, this was just mind-numbing to me, that he brought up one of the women who was killed by an illegal immigrant who was pregnant. He brought that up. Biden did. I couldn't believe he did it. I mean, that was a bad move. That was really bad. Corey, it's so hard watching. He's got that Joker smirk. He's so evil. He just doesn't even look like he's here. Holly, hello, Holly. Hi, I don't know what I just watched. One of the greatest moments, Holly, so many Biden lies. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, you just can't even keep track of him at this point. He might as well go down that path. But, when Trump went like, why are we even debating? Right? Like, that was an amazing moment. Like, I don't even know why we're debating. Like, why are we debating? Like, it's not even nobody believes you. Like, the Democrats have so drained themselves of credibility. I don't think they survive as a party in the next 5 years. I really don't, but maybe. Corey Sosner, does he blink? Did anyone ever see him blink? He closed his eyes, but I don't remember blinking. But how about when he first came out? The first 3 responses to Biden, he was talking twice as fast than he ever talked before. I mean, he was blah, 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 blah. I got to hand it to him. He didn't make a mistake. He seemed to have it all memorized, but the energy level was clearly, I think, drug-related. Indie Phantom, Biden got more energy in the back end, but he trailed off so hard. Yeah, Biden really dropped the ball when he started talking about the incident with the girl. Just saw some at NBC saying Biden was weak. NBC is saying that? Wow. But they might say that, I guess. Because it's so obvious. Either because it's so obvious or the word has been put out. Yeah, we're going to dump Biden. This was his last chance. He sucks. Let's dump him. Indie Phantom. At first I straight up thought he was going to pass out. Yeah. I mean, I was kind of braced for that. I really thought at some point he might just boom, flatline and go right down, like hard. You know when somebody like passes out and like has absolutely no, like their hands don't even go up and they just go straight down? Like that. Like that's what I see in Biden's future. Holly M. It was like he was looking down for help and then remember he had no cards to help. Corey, he was brilliantly jacked up, bro. It's so pathetic. Yeah. Oh, I think he was totally jacked up to the gills, but then it wore off. By about the fifth response, it seemed to start to wear off and make him. He then became confused. Like it worked for about three responses, but he sounded like a guy who was on coke. To me, he did. It was like got handed to him though. They both, for the first, I'll say, 10 responses, they both hit the mark on the time beautifully. But then it was Biden was the one who was getting cut off more than Trump. That was a shocker. Holly M, I guess Gavin Newsom will be at the September debate, LOL. Oh, that guy's pure evil. He scares me. Gavin Newsom scares the living S out of me. Like, I can't stand Biden, and I do think he's evil, but he doesn't scare me nearly as much as Gavin Newsom. That's why I say put Kamala in. Even Kamala doesn't scare me, because Kamala, to me, it will just argue with everybody, and she'll continue to be evil, but it'll be a slowed down evil because it'll be more incompetent, and like nothing will happen because there'll be pointless arguments. But Gavin Newsom, that guy is straight up evil. That guy scares the living S out of me. He should not be president. He should not be senator, governor, anything. He should not be in office. He should probably be in an insane asylum. I think he's that evil. Watch some of his old interviews as San Francisco mayor. There was one I watched, and he looked like the character from American Psycho. I mean, that's the only way I could describe it. It's frightening to see Gavin Newsom sometimes. Indie Phantom, I think they were saying some Dems mentioned replacing Biden, but that is near impossible at this point. The mic muting didn't really advantage either one of them. Kamala will just cackle like a loon. Yeah, but you know what? I think that would come off better. I think she'd have energy doing it, which would come off better than Biden. Biden just looked like he was dying, literally dying before our eyes. I don't know how any Democrat could watch that and say, yeah, let's go, Brandon. Yeah, we really knocked it out of the park here. They can only watch that and go, you have to replace this guy. You have to. If you have any sense. And my older relatives, and they're older than me, they have more energy than Biden. They're like Trump level, most of my older relatives. They're like Trump. They do whatever the F they want. Indie Phantom, Trump's best moment was just saying how much of a waste of time debating was. Yes, I agree, totally. Holly M, they're trying to say that Biden has a cold. He sounded sick. He sounded sick. Maybe he did get sick. But how do you get sick when you were resting for 7 days? How do you get sick? Unless he was just spending a week of memorizing things. But that seems to be a poor use of time. Right? It didn't even help him because he stammered. He got stuck a couple of times. He said things wrong. He didn't finish his sentence fully. Like, I get it. I talk and talk on these streams or whatever. And sometimes I just don't finish my word or whatever. But it pales into comparison to the importance of a presidential debate. He has to be able to do this, and he can't. He's physically incapable of mustering the energy to finish sentences and words sometimes. He has to be taken aside and told, you can't do this. Kamala Harris would at least... See, Kamala Harris's would be very, very stupid, but she could finish sentences, and then she'd cackle, and she'd still look terrible, but she wouldn't look like she was dying. And you could, for the people who support Democrats so blindly, they could at least delude themselves into thinking, well, she was a little wonky, but she sounded good. Holly M, I heard they had like 16 aides helping him prep. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's like, how many aides could you give to him that would make a difference? They weren't on stage with him. Alex Ogle, he didn't have a cold. He just had an itchy nose, jingle jangle. Yeah, I mean, he was jacked. Indie Phantom, so what are they saying now that the next debate is in September? Also, didn't the 3 debates used to be the standard? It did, but they only agreed to 2 because they had to cut back somehow. Holly at Alex Ogle, LOL. What they agreed to was 2 debates and 1 vice presidential debate. Now that one's going to be one to watch too, because to watch Kamala Harris get steamrolled should be pretty fun, at least for the first half hour. Maybe after that it'll be boring. Indie Phantom, the mods were a bit better than expected, way better than Anderson Cooper and some of the ones from last time. Yeah, I have to admit the CNN guys didn't seem to editorialize a lot. They asked the questions, they kept the time, I guess. I don't know, I wasn't timing it. I'm going to assume they did. The only time they sort of caught them flat-footed, a couple of times some of the questions were more geared to making Trump look bad and Biden look good, but in general, that was a pretty sterile presentation. As sterile as I would ever expect it from CNN. I mean, Alex Ogle, who is Trump's VP going to be? I don't know. I keep going back and forth. You know, he said that the VP choice he's already made and that he was at the debate tonight. But there was only a limited number of guys at the debate. But, you know, even if that guy wasn't there or girl, he could say, well, he was supposed to be or she was supposed to be and didn't make it at the last minute or whatever. I don't know. Who do you guys think? Because, like, I would like to see him pick Tulsi because I think that would be a win. It would just be a win. There'd be no one left to vote for Biden other than maybe my older relatives who are Biden's age and a handful of other people who just would vote for a Democrat literally if it was an inanimate rock. Because she would bring in all the centrists and that would be it. It would be 50 state sweep with Tulsi. That being said, it doesn't sound like he's going to pick her. I thought J.D. Vance seemed to be, we've been leaning towards that just because he'd been talking about him for a while. He does seem pretty good, but I'm kind of leaning towards Ben Carson is the one he's going to pick, which I'd be fine with. The only guys I really wouldn't be fine with is Burgum and Rubio. I don't like those guys. I think they would be terrible picks. But I'd be fine with Ben Carson. I'd be fine with Tim Scott. He's really not on the top of my list. He'd be on the bottom, but I could tolerate him. Tulsi would be at the top. Rand Paul would actually be on the top, but he's not even in the running, unfortunately. Alex Ogle, the CNN moderators were remarkably well behaved, was trying to save Biden when he ran out of words. The only interference was trying. Yeah, but that, it was minimum. It was very minimum, I thought. Surprisingly so. Indie Phantom seemed like at least 5 potential VP picks were there. Does anybody know the list? Holly M. I do like her. Alex Ogle. I don't know about Tulsi. Can America have a hot VP? I know. But see, like Tulsi negates so many issues for Trump. It negates the woman issue. It negates the person of color issue or racism issue or whatever you want to call it. She's got military experience. And the thing I really like about Tulsi is she was the only Democrat to help Trump when he was president. The only one that broke ranks and tried to help Trump during his presidency. I remember she went, I want to say like Syria or somewhere. She went over to the Middle East to try to help out. And none of the other Democrats seemed to be doing anything other than undermining him. And I appreciated that. I don't like her opinions on certain things, but she seemed to come around on some of them. But she's a politician. But I think she's come around on most of them, and if she's going to be the VP and she's going to be a Republican or a centrist or whatever, she's definitely going to have to play the game and would have to change her positions on things. I would love Rand Paul, but he's really not in the running. The other guy that could negate a lot of issues for him and would absolutely steamroll Kamala Harris, although all of them would, literally all of them would be Vivek Ramaswamy. He would be pretty good, I gotta say. I would be pretty excited. I guess he would be my second choice, my personal second choice. But I don't think he'll pick him. He's kind of young, which would be good. He's super charismatic, which everybody says Trump's not going to pick a charismatic guy to outshine him. However, I think there's a chance, because I think Vivek understands you never outshine the master, and he'll be able to tone it down during his VP ship, whatever you want to call it, and then he would absolutely waltz right into the presidency, because I think some of his opinions on issues, assuming he's not a total fake, are amazing. Indy Phantom, I think Tulsi is cool, but almost a bit try hard for the Trump pick. Also not sure how some of his base will react. That is true. Vivek would be my choice. Yeah, I would really like Vivek, I think. He's definitely on the list for me. Holly, I do not like him. He is so out there for me. Alex, movie pitch. The Trump Years. Tony D stars as the 47th President Trump, and Sydney Sweeney stars as Tulsi Gabbard, the VP. Oh, I can't kiss you. I'm your vice president. Come over here, baby. Give me some sugar. Give the president his sugar. Oh, yeah. I think we have to film this scene again. All right, go out and fix your top and then come back in and loosen it up again. Yeah, that sounds like a great script. I've already greenlit that. There's a lot of scenes where we make out in this movie. I know. We just need to get coverage, Sydney. Lots and lots of coverage. Because if we don't get coverage of the scene where we make out, people won't think it's real. And I just wanted you to know, as also the star and the intimacy coordinator, I am obeying the rules of on-camera intimacy. Okay? So, don't worry. I've showered. And I'm nice and clean, and I smell terrific. So we're going to have a great scene. A great scene. Do you need a drink or something to loosen up before we start this thing? Oh, my God. How amazing would that be? Boy, I don't know. How do you do those scenes with some hot chick and not just get a full-on boner while you're doing it? I guess you just got to think about baseball. I can only imagine. I can only imagine making out with Sydney Sweeney in a movie scene and not being like totally like, I can't believe I'm making out with Sydney. You couldn't pry the smile from my face if I got that opportunity. All right, cut. You're smiling again in a scene. You're not supposed to smile, huh? I don't know. I'm pretty happy. Give me a minute to calm down. Oh, man. But yeah, the poll number. I can't wait for the polls. I can't wait for everything. The videos tomorrow are going to be amazing. Sticks is going to be amazing in the videos. I don't know when I'm going to get time to sleep or make my other videos, because I have so many videos to watch. I have to watch Razor Fist, and I have to watch Crowder at least. Jeremy's okay. I don't think I'll watch his debate comments. He's all right, but I think he's better on the geek stuff than the political stuff. But God, Razor Fist, he's gonna just he must have been laughing his A off in this. Just laughing his A off. And Crowder too. Crowder's got to be, oh man, that's gonna be a good one. I wonder if Salty Cracker did one. He is very salty. Yeah. So Indie Phantom, I think Sticks might have a video up soon, if not already. Oh yeah, it's getting pretty late. Speaking of which, I gotta go do some more videos. I didn't do any videos today. Did I do one? I think I might have done one. No, I don't think I did that because I didn't have any time to do videos before I left. Yeah, I made breakfast and then barreled down to Ocean City, and I got to do a thing from 4 to 7 tomorrow, and I got nothing in the house. I've got no food in the house other than the party food left over, and I'm just about to run out. I don't know what I'm going to eat for lunch tomorrow. I think I still have some tuna fish left. Okay, I could do tuna fish one more day. I'm running out of all kinds of things. I haven't been food shopping in I don't know how long. I guess I'm going to have to do that Saturday. That's a day off for me. Okay. Sorry, I got caught up in my own thing. All right, let's wrap this up. So, final thoughts. Give me your VP pick. Everybody give me a VP pick. Just gun to your head, who you're going to pick. Gun to my head, I'm going to pick... gun to my head, I'm going to say Vivek. I'll say Vivek. Holly, PN and J. PB and J. Oh yeah, that's always a classic. Indie Phantom says Vivek, so we got 2 for Vivek. Drop your VP picks now as we wrap this sucker up. This was fun. This was fun. I was a little worried about doing this because I thought YouTube would flag me. LeMay, Ben Carson, also a great pick. Holly M, Tim Scott. I'd be okay with Tim Scott. He's all right. It's a little too preachery for me, but Indie Phantom, what I learned, Biden is still unqualified for everything. Yeah, and man, that golf exchange was like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Like, can you imagine if Biden actually had to golf Trump, right? There'd be no way. Be no way that guy could swing a club. No way. Alex Ogle, I hear Rishi Sunak may be available soon. Yeah, no, you can keep him. You can keep Rishi. I don't think we need another rhino. Boy, you want to talk about a rhino. But the UK seems to be turning around. Loving what's happening there. Nigel Farage turning the boat around. I mean, he's not going to be prime minister now, but definitely laying the groundwork for the future. I'm not sure how the elections work in the UK, but I know, things are turning around there in a big way. God, I wish it would happen in Canada. Somehow Trudeau stayed in power. I don't understand that at all, but they can't seem to get rid of him. So Sunak will be gone. Keir Starmer will probably be the prime minister, but the Reform Party should be a bit of a bulwark against them, but they won't. I don't know if they have enough votes to do much of anything. I'm not quite sure how that's all going to work. Alex Ogle, Ukraine, we're not that corrupt. Oh, God. That was another thing Biden said, like, he said something, like he admitted something and said it wasn't that bad. Like, I think he said fentanyl, like at first wasn't that bad. And then the fentanyl machines, I didn't get that at all. Indie Phantom, our elections in Canada are kind of a joke and you have no term limits. God, that sucks. LeMay, I want Biden v. Trump golf match to be televised. Make it a charity event. There's no way they can let Biden do that. He'd fall over in the first swing. I mean, I literally don't think he could swing a club anymore. He can barely walk. That guy, to even say that, I don't even think he could swing his arms 50 yards. Like, he couldn't drive a ball. I don't think he could drive it off the tee. Alex Ogle, Trudeau relies on the female vote. Sorry, ladies, but you should never have been granted the franchise. Well, the way I look at it is a lot of what's happening on the left is weaponized against women and their nurturing instinct. And it's a lot of women who are caught up in that, who just can't, like, to me, so many women want everybody to get along at all cost. And I talked about this in live streams about their viewing habits and whatnot. Indie Phantom, Biden would be waving at invisible golfers. That is true. And it's just like, it's very hard for some women, not all women, but some women to process that. because the first step is like they want everybody to get along, and they want good things and people to be good and kind and all that stuff. And that's sort of natural nurturing instinct for a lot of women. The next step is understanding that that's been weaponized against them to manipulate them. They kind of can't admit that because many of them, I think, need some explanation to allow them to admit that, and they can't come up with one because it's almost all on them. Holly, let's see how Corinne Jean Pierre spins this. Oh, that'll be funny. So I'm not sure what it's going to take. I think it's just going to take all the guys kind of vote, and some women just voting Biden out and all the Democrats. I really think we need an era with no Democrats. Alex Ogle, have you seen the video of the girl arguing with her boyfriend about whether he'd still love her if this were a puddle of water? It concludes with her admitting that women are stupid. No, I don't think I've seen that one, but I've seen plenty of others kind of like that, where it's often young women. Like, I think older women usually get mature enough to kind of, realize, oh, I was kind of stupid back then. And guys do too, but guys are stupid in a different way. We're stupid in that, like, yeah, we want to bang girls. But we still are more logical and reason-based, so for other stuff, it keeps us out of trouble. But for hot women, we get into trouble. But I've seen all these videos, and every once in a while, you just see some super based 22-year-old who just, she knows her stuff, man. She was raised right, and I think a lot of it comes back to that. I think, again, and it's just statistics, when it comes to raising girls as opposed to boys, I think girls are indulged more, and if you're raised poorly, that indulgence makes it so much worse. Whereas boys, they're rarely indulged, therefore they're kind of forced to be a little competent, even if they're spoiled, and that sort of gives them a leg up over, getting more mature quicker, because we're kind of used to a lot of feedback where you're like, hey, moron, you did this wrong, and we're okay with that. Whereas women, they kind of, I think a lot of women take criticism too personally, and they have to, and it takes them a minute. They have to step back and go, okay, I need to think about that before I speak. And I can relate to that because it's not just women, of course. I mean, some guys are like that too. For me, I was a hothead when I was younger, and I was also, an insult comic when I was a kid. That was how I started in comedy. I would just insult people. I was like devastating sometimes, but and I would react very badly in certain situations. Indie Phantom, these are the same boring people who wanted a civil debate. Biden went back to the same Charlottesville cliche for the third straight debate. Media kept saying how unprecedented the debate was, even though it was literally Trump and Biden again on nearly the same issues as 2020. Yeah, and Biden was really stupid to go there because Snopes, a very left-leaning site that debunks facts or debunks misinformation, already debunked the Trump thing with Charlottesville. And that's saying something, because Snopes is to the left of like Wikipedia and a bunch of other things. Like, I don't know many people who trust Snopes anymore unless they're left. So when even Snopes is saying it, okay, yeah, that was fake. Like, it's over. It's over for the left on that issue. And Biden's still repeating it. Like, that's pathetic. And now everybody's going to Google it. And guess what? Snopes is probably going to pop up because it's a recent entry on that particular topic. And they're going to be like, oh my God, Snopes debunked this? I mean, for the people on the left, Snopes is legit. And they're going to see that and go, oh, yeah, that was pretty stupid. At Indie Phantom, the number of quotes Biden lied about were astonishing. I wonder how the fact checkers TM at CNN are going to spin the lies forthcoming days. Indie Phantom, yes, Snopes was like the 2 pounds and their cat. 2 pounds and their cat. Yes, Snopes was like 2 pounds and their cat. Oh, two libs and their cat. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. I've been staring at computer screens wrong. Yeah, and it's just like, uh, I don't know, but CNN fact checkers. I mean, what are they gonna do? You know, they'll fact check a few things. They'll fact check the safe Biden lies. Two libs. Sorry, yeah, I couldn't say it. Um, they'll fact check like the safe Biden lies. Well, he was defending his son Hunter, so that's okay that he's lying about that. You notice he won't address the Hunter laptop thing at all, and that wasn't a question either. That came up only because Trump mentioned it. So, but if it had been Trump, if it had been Don Jr.'s laptop, that would have been the whole debate. The laptop is so damning. I've seen a lot of it when it first dropped. I forget who had it online. It was so damning. Watching especially the exchanges, because there's so much personal information in there. It has to be real. And this came straight out of a laptop that was his, that was confirmed by multiple people who got the messages. That there are other things other than the people getting the messages that confirmed it. There are codes on emails and text that computer nerds know. I mean, it's very, very legit, and that these guys thought they could get away with saying, well, they did get away saying it was fake. It's just so outrageous. Indie Phantom, yes, they needed to bring up the Hunter situation. Major bias fail. Alex Ogle, I love Biden calling Trump a convicted felon and Trump spitting straight back that Hunter is too. Yeah. Holly M, oh, it's real, and Biden is the big guy. Obviously, yep. No question to me. No question. Alex Ogle, Biden seemed to be trading off last year's information. Well, and in some respects, like, what else is he going to say? So he can't deny, well, he did deny the Hunter laptop and simply kind of avoided it, which I can't blame him for that, because there's no path by which he can explain that makes any sense at all and is positive. So he can't engage on that. And his blatant lies about the economy are just insane. They're just utterly insane. But he has nothing to run on. He can't run on immigration. He can't run on the economy. He can't run on crime. Can't run on foreign policy. He can't defend all the money he sent to the Ukraine. He can't. There's nothing to defend. I can't believe. The one thing I can't believe Trump didn't mention was the draining of our petroleum reserves, which are empty now, virtually empty. Trump refilled them, and he emptied them, and that was just to drive down gas prices. He's emptying them again, and prices are going to go slightly down for gas for a few weeks or months. But we're in real trouble if we get into a war. We're in big trouble. Alex, the only way to save face is to turn Hunter trans. I mean, here's the thing about Hunter, and I've said this for a while. Who's going to protect him when Joe dies or leaves office? There ain't going to be anybody left. Especially maybe when Joe leaves office, he'll still have a little juice just because he's alive. But once he dies, man, Hunter is so cooked. If he dies in the next year, Hunter is done. Like, they'll throw him in prison forever, because they're going to need to blame somebody for this mess, and they're going to blame Hunter big time, I think. Holly M, Trump wanted to fill them when gas was cheap, but the Dems said no. No, I think he did fill some of it, didn't he? Maybe he didn't. I thought he did. I thought he filled it. I know that there was always a fight about it. I thought he did it. I thought he accomplished that. Well, he should have. And the Dems should have let him do it, but this is the world we live in, I guess. It's just amazing. To live in this time And you look at Joe Biden, you just think to yourself, you got all the money in the world. You can retire. You don't have to worry about food. Holly, not all, and when he did, we had to pay more. Oh, didn't know that. Um, he's got all the money in the world. He's got all this power and stuff. And yet, here he is doing all these things he probably knows are terrible just for politics. It's so sickening to see someone act like this. Just to what? Yeah, how much longer is this guy gonna live? He's literally dying before our eyes. I cannot think of anything like, and he has kids and grandkids, probably soon to have great grandkids, and this is what he wants to do with his final days. Do as much damage to the country to get as much money as possible so he could die with a giant pile of money. Like, that to me is so cynical and so terrible. I don't know how people live with themselves. Hillary Clinton's the same exact way in my view. This woman won't stay out of politics, won't, like, she's got more than enough money to live the rest of her life. Like, high on the hog. Like, she could spend her money like a drunken sailor from now until she dies. And yet she can't stay out of it. She's still making money. Dick Cheney, same way. Holly M. People like Biden won't retire until they have the biggest egos, and it's all about their legacy. What legacy does this guy have? What legacy? The worst president of the United States. That's it. That's it. I mean, I thought people... Look, I defended Jimmy Carter a bit. I think Jimmy Carter wasn't evil. He wasn't a great president, but I don't think he was evil. I think he tried to do things. He failed at most of them, and people hated him because of the economy mostly, but it's nothing like Biden. Like, there's a deep, visceral hate of this man because he's done things that were just so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Indie Phantom, Biden reminds me of the old creepy dude in Poltergeist 2 with that smile and the fact that he is dying before us. The actor actually was. Yeah, he's like, the pervert on Family Guy. He's just, old and barely hanging on. Alex Ogle, I hated the question about the plight of the black Americans. I think Trump missed a trick in saying that we shouldn't see Americans by color of their skins. Did he say that? He would have been humiliated by an... Oh, he didn't say that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I was a little like, don't go down this path, Trump. But he still beat him on the topic, I thought. And Biden is an idiot for going down to that topic. I mean, Biden's racism is well documented. It's well documented on so many different levels. There's the comment about the racial jungle. There's his wacky comments about being a lifeguard, which had some race in it. There's his dropping of N-bombs in Congress, which is, by the way, just the tip of the iceberg, because there's a bunch of papers and stuff from Biden's days in the Senate and as a congressman, I think, that have been sealed in the University of Delaware that for some reason, Biden won't let go, won't open to the public, because there's probably all this damning stuff about him talking about he wouldn't even call black people when he started. He was using the other N word. And holy cow, there's going to be more racism in that. There's his comment like, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black comment. I mean, that right there is so... I mean, I'm not black, but feels pretty insulting. Like, if he said, if you don't vote for me, you're not Italian, I would be friggin' insulted beyond words. Beyond words. LeMay, the Roaches comment. I kind of remember the Roaches comment. Oh, and there's the other one where he says something like, black kids are just as good as regular kids or something like that. It was another comment. I mean, it's a long record of being racist. Oh, and the worst one is the Democrats had what's his face, Senator Byrd. Senator Byrd, who's a Democrat or was a Democrat, he was a member of the Hooded Guys. He was a Grand Wizard in the Hooded Guys. I don't want to say it because I don't know what YouTube's going to do. Holly M. He was friend with, oh yeah, there it is. He was friend with Grand Wizard Robert Byrd. That's what I was just saying. Great minds, Holly. We're on the same wavelength. Yeah, he gave the eulogy at his funeral. And the worst thing is, too, Hillary Clinton called him a mentor. It was crazy. These people are friggin' racist as F. Racist as F. You can't tell me a guy would do that. And Byrd died in 1987, and I remember that. I remember looking him up, Byrd, looking him up years later when the internet was a thing. And I was looking up stuff on Wikipedia and reading about Robert Byrd and just going, oh my God, he was actually in it. He was actually an officer in it. That's nuts. Grand Wizard. And he was still in the Democrats. And you want to know why? Because I'll just say it, the KKK was an actual political party in the 1920s with the Southern Democrats. Because after the Civil War, everybody down south, all the racists down south, hated the Democrats because they saw the Republicans as the enemy, with some good reason because the Reconstruction destroyed everything. But from that point on, the KKK caucused with the Democrats in Congress. They actually had members in Congress for years, for absolute years. Oh, did I just knock myself off the air? I just hit a button. So it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Oh no, I don't think I did. Hold on. Messed myself up here for a sec. Alex Ogle, at least Biden reminded everyone he is from Scranton. Every time he says it, he makes it sound like a cesspool. Yeah, it's weird he kept saying it. Like he just goes back to the same old stuff. Holly, LOL, I just said that. Yep. Indie Phantom, next we have to deal with the Trump sentencing. They would be insane to try to put him in jail. I think SCOTUS might save him if they make a nice narrow ruling. I don't know. I feel like behind the scenes there's a lot of negotiating going on with SCOTUS, where they're like, okay, we're going to let Trump go. Oh, okay, if you're going to let Trump go, you're going to have to give us a few things. And that's why a few rulings went for Biden, because they're trying to cushion the blow somehow. Like, we'll give you a couple things, Biden. We'll let you censor the internet for a little while longer. And also we'll give you, I forget the other thing they ruled. But we're going to let Trump go. I don't think they have a choice but to let Trump go. I don't see how they could throw Trump in jail. But Steve Bannon believes they're going to throw him in jail. Oh, he 100% believes he's going to put him in jail. I mean, that'll just tear the country in half. It'll absolutely tear us in half. There's going to be riots. So, my advice to you, if you're in this country and Trump goes to jail, number one, I do not endorse violence of any kind. Number two, get off the internet, your phone, or anything else. Because, remember, you are completely tracked on those things. Just saying. Alex Ogle, Trump's replies on abortion were remarkably balanced. He took the wind out of the sails of the Dems and CNN. Yeah, it seemed to be a long conversation. And actually, I felt he won that point because he kept going back to what happened in Virginia, which was what ruined Roe v. Wade. I mean, the Democrats should be mad at the Virginia Democrats for going too far. I mean, that's what happened. These people literally wanted to have the power of life and death. They literally, if you followed that story, they literally wanted the ability to, oh, well, some babies will be born and then we'll decide what to do with them. No, because during that session in Virginia, they asked the woman who was, I guess, one of the Democrats promoting this horrific bill, could you, in theory, abort a baby that had already been born? And she answered yes. She answered yes. There was no like shame in it at all. Like, oh yeah, like sure, like yeah, why wouldn't we? It was sick. When I saw that, and again, I'm no pro-lifer. I always thought like, well, come on, women gotta have a big say in this, but oh my god, when I heard that, I was just like, you people are nuts. I am not down with that at all. I'm not down with people using abortion as contraception, and that's what that is. It's essentially like, oh, and you have, and again, I'm not coming down on all women, but when people get divorced, it's bad. So I can totally see a situation in which a woman's pregnant, late pregnant, and then the marriage falls apart, and then she gets super vindictive. And yeah, that could be nasty. And that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. And look, we should be encouraging adoption in this country. There's plenty of couples that need babies. It should be a better system to adopt. And, I know there's been a lot of stories about gay parents doing horrific things. But I don't necessarily blame all gay couples. I blame the vetting process for that. I think the vetting process has to be good for anybody who's going to adopt a kid. Yeah. So. Holly M. If Trump goes to jail, he is going to be the next president for sure. And the fundraising, oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But you can't allow that to boil over into anything. Alex Ogle, more Americans need to read Philip K. Dick's short story, The Pre-Persons. Ooh, I don't know if I've read that one. I have a Philip K. Dick short story book. I wonder if that's in there. I'll have to look. He's so great. God, Philip K. Dick is so amazing. I'll tell you what he predicted, which is just about here. There was a movie called Screamers, which was based on one of his stories. And that story, I forget what the name of the story was. It's kind of got a long, convoluted name, if I'm remembering. But basically what he describes in the story are like killer drones. He calls them screamers, but they're killer drones. They're little tiny robots that just fly out and murder you. And that's what we're headed towards. I mean, we're halfway there. If you've seen the horrific video, Alex Ogle, him and Kurt Vonnegut. Oh, sorry, before that, Indy Phantom, nice recommendation at Alex. Him and Kurt Vonnegut Jr., yeah, who I also love. I love both those guys. They're amazing. But the drone would come out and just kill you. And if you've seen these horrific videos of this Ukrainian soldiers running away from a drone, suicide drone, that's exactly what Philip K. Dick was talking about. And they're in the most primitive stage now, but we're not far off. And I'll tell you the next step. That was in a comic book called Nexus. If you've ever read Nexus by Mike Barron and Steve Rude, it's a concept called the smart bullet. And it would be a drone essentially in a bullet. And it would be like, you fire the bullet and then you just move it around however you want. It goes through people and then, you could drive it wherever. I think we're kind of close to that. Indy Phantom, tiny robots reminds me of Runaway with Tom Selleck from Michael Crichton. Alex Ogle at Indy Phantom, yes, superb film. I've heard that one's good. The short story, though, with Philip K. Dick about these screamer robots is friggin' amazing, and they've never made it right. They've tried. Screamers came close to making the story, but it's such a dark ending, they, of course, changed it for Hollywood. I think Peter Weller's in that movie. Yeah, I think he's in that. God, that movie. That movie, again, it all comes back to 80s movies. Screamers. Looker with Albert Finney. I keep telling you to watch that movie. Looker with Albert Finney predicts so much about the movie industry. Alex Ogle. Kirstie Alley back when she was hot. Oh, she was in that? Okay, now we have to go to the IMDb. You can't see it, but I can. Going to the IMDb right now to look up Screamers. Oh, there's 1995 that was? I thought it was the 80s. So 1995. Oh, wow. Dan O'Bannon worked on that, too. Philip K. Dick, Dan O'Bannon. He's a good writer. Miguel Tierra Flores. I've heard of him, I think. And you say Kirstie Alley is in this? Peter Weller. Indie Phantom. Looker, very good, and also directed by Michael Crichton. Oh, such an amazing film. I'm not seeing Kirstie Alley on Screamers. Maybe she was in one of the sequels. I think there were at least 2 sequels on this thing. Let me look up Kirstie Alley. God, I can't believe she's dead. Going back in time. Gotta go back in time. Oh, Christy in Runaway. Oh, okay. In Runaway. Runaway. There she is in Cheers. Oh, there she is. Runaway. Runaway only gets a 5.9. Only gets a 5.9. I've heard about this movie so many times. I still haven't seen it, by the way. I hear it's great. I should watch that. What the hell did I just watch? I just watched, and I got to do, did I put it up? You know what? I don't think I posted it. I did a review of Baby Driver because I just watched it. Shoot, I got to post that one. Or I got to redo it again. I may have deleted it. Alex, Looker is spectacularly good. Oh, man. It just amazes me. Oh, my God. Kirstie Alley's first role was in Quark, the TV series. I remember that. She was the handmaiden. That was a hilarious TV show in 1978. Holly M., it is a great movie. Oh, man. It's almost midnight. I got to wrap with Gene Simmons. Al? You know, I got to wrap, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm having a great time, though. And I thank you all for tuning in tonight. Because I got to make 4 more videos. I got to update the Webcomic Factory. And then I got to go to bed. And at some point, I should write something. Alex Ogle for a relatively low-budget movie. Yeah. Well, compared to the movies now, everything's relatively low budget. Everything's relatively low budget. I mean, they make these movies for like, they used to make these movies $3 million. Now it's like, oh, we blew $50 million and nothing. Might as well go to the numbers. Speaking of numbers, what's going on with that? Inside Out 2 still top of the pops. Indie Phantom, I will check for the vids later or all. Later, Indie Phantom. Later to everybody. Inside Out 2, still $12 million on a Wednesday. Man, people are loving that movie. That's just crazy to me. And it still kills me that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes keeps making money. I don't know. I'm so sick of the ape thing. It just keeps making money. It just keeps making money. Yes. Good night, Holly. Good night, everybody. Coming up, as I said, Crossroads, Comics and Games. Or Comics in LeMay, good night. Comics and collectibles in Pittman, New Jersey, tomorrow, 4 to 7. And Sunday, reading it off the card, Cowtown, Showdown, Motorcycle, Car and Truck Show, and Swap Meet. That is Sunday, 10 to 5 at the Salem County Fairgrounds. That's in Woodstown off of Route 40. And all the bikers will be there. Should be a good day. I will be probably in my same spot. So I hope to see you all there. Thanks to all who came out to Sunrose Books today and bought a book. And thanks to everybody who tuned into the chat. This was really fun. We're going to have to do it again sometime. We'll definitely be doing it Sunday for the live stream where we do it live. All right, I'm out of here. We'll see you in the next one.